going to go over again the whole Machlekes Ketzais and Rabbi Chazkel, but so what I did was I think we should go further in the Gemara, and then you'll understand how important this Machlekes, the Ketzais and Rabbi Chazkel is. It isn't such a little local thing. I even printed out the Ketzais. That's how serious this is. So if you get a chance, we'll see the Ketzais inside. Now, the Gemara here is, I don't think I've ever seen such a Gemara where massive machlekes. What's the Gemara's question? What's the Gemara's answers? Every Rishon, every Achron has a completely different mahalach. You first don't know where to start. You're like, it's Rashi doesn't seem to be saying much, doesn't leave us too many clues. But the sugya starts really with Taisvus. So let's send the Gemara inside, and we'll see how Taisvus is learning what is the Gemara talking about. We're learning today the little. Okay. Now, where are we? Roughly over here. So Gemara says, there's my card. Is it recording? Okay, let me just find the card so that I don't lose the place every minute. So originally Reb Zera had a kasha. Reb Zera started off with a kasha. The Mishnah says two people holding onto a talis, they come to base in the din is yachleiku, split the talis. Reb Zera says, what happens when one guy grabs a talis in base din? Does he get to keep it? Does he get to keep the talis? One guy grabs it. Now there's two psadim in the Gemara. So the Gemara says, what's going to be the din if you say when he grabs the talis, we don't take it away from him, grabbing helps. So what's going to be the din if this guy, instead of grabbing the talis, he decides, I'm not going to grab the talis because it's not going to help. They're going to take it away from me, right? So instead of grabbing the talis, he says he's Hekdesh. He decides he's a nasty guy. He doesn't want his friend to have the talis. So he says he's Hekdesh talis. And I saw the Rishonim actually say that black and white. The Rishon says he's Hekdesh talis. He doesn't want the other guy to be named. That's why he's Hekdesh talis, right? That's why he's being Hekdesh talis. He said, I'm not going to get it. You're not going to get it. No one's going to get it. It does actually a little bit. It's a big shiloh. The Gemara is going to bring a raya from Medusa. Medusa is like his bathhouse. All the Chacham had this big shiloh. There's two people. There was one bathhouse in town, right? There's one, in those days, I guess the mikvah. There's one mikvah. This is where everyone came. They sat. They chilled. They were toivel. They cleaned themselves. And two people had a fight over this bathhouse, this Medusa, right? So what happened? One guy says, you know what? Called Hekdesh l'shamayim. It's Hekdesh. And all of a sudden, Chum all standing there in the bathhouse are like, what do we do? We're stuck here. No bathhouse in town. What should we do? So what do? Like, they didn't know the din. So they sent Eretz Yisrael, Shaila, let's go ask in Eretz Yisrael, what's the din of this Medusa? Again, two people are fighting over bathhouse. We don't know who it belongs to. There's no riots here or there. And one of them is Hekdesh. Huh? It doesn't say the Yorushim. It just says, have a month or a bay trade. Two people are fighting. We don't know who it belongs to. So the question is, and Chachamim said, you know what? Ask Ravashia. They sent someone to Eretz Yisrael to find out over there from who was it? To ask Rav Chisda, what's the din? In the meantime, they met Rav Numa on the way, and he passed us from the Shaila based on this Takfa Cohen. So the question is, everyone else over there, why didn't they just play to the bathhouse? It's Hekdesh, right? You can be played the B'Shav Pruta. Whoever, you can be played the B'Shav Pruta. That's the din. They don't know what to do. Be played to the bathhouse. B'Shav Pruta. It's Hekdesh. Take out Pruta. Be played to the bathhouse. So it could be. It's totally in whether. So we'll get to that side over there. Hold the thought. We'll get the side over there. Why can't they just be played there with the Pruta? And it's a whole big tumult. So it could be, it's totally whether the guy, some Rishonim say, they says, I can be paid in my own thing, B'Shalom Pruta. You can't be paid in my thing, B'Shalom Pruta. Why? Because otherwise I'll be Hekdesh l'shamayim, You pay there, shavapurta, boom. You just bought yourself a bath house for purta, right? So it's like a type of gezel. It's not mamish gezel. Technically, halachically, it works. If I make something hekdesh shemayim, you can pay even less for purta, even less b'shavye. You don't have to give the shavi. Taisa says it's not nice. It's not a geschmack thing to do. It's being mafsid hekdesh.
The owner of that extra benefit.
Who's the what?
The donor. Why does the donor get that extra benefit that it can be part of b'shavu pruta?
So no, l'chayra anyone can do it. L'chayra anyone can buy the b'shavu pruta. But it's a hefset to me. It's not fair to me. I use maklish, this huge $1 million bathhouse. You come, you give a shekel, and now it's yours. So because it's not nice, so it's like it's something we would be frowned upon. You shouldn't do it. Maybe that's what Chacham didn't want to do over here. That doesn't really make. We'll get to the sugya soon. We'll delay it. We'll delay getting there. But that's why it could be. It's all probably why this guy didn't want. You got me a question. You asked, is it enough gemara why he did it? So if he doesn't want it to be nana from it, so mazayah zola, if they can be played it with a pruta, right? So comes the Gemara and says, so I'll tell you the structure outside because it's quite confusing. We've got this kasha. What's the din by this guy? They're fighting over the talis, and one of them sees he's not going to win. This guy's a lot stronger than me. I'm not going to be able to grab it from him. So you know what I did? Or even if I grabbed it, they'll be mighty for me. So otherwise, mark the shit. So Gemara says, let's be patient the shaila. Let's go and prove the case from the case of Medusa. These two guys are fighting over Medusa, right? And what's the din with Medusa? Let's prove the case from Takfa Cohen. It's kind of like a proof after a proof, like. And the Gemara's maskana is on Bava on Zion Omad Aleph. But what's the din? Take a look in the. We'll jump to the end so that you guys understand where this is going. It's important to understand this in Taisvis. Take a look at Zion Omad Aleph. About 10 lines down, I think. Hold on. It's parallel to Taisvis Machvi on Zion Omad Aleph. So Gemara says, "My hava the Medusa." After all these shilas backwards and forwards, Kayin, Takfa Kayin, not Takfa Kayin, Metzia, ain't Metzia. My hava the Medusa. What's it doing with the Medusa case? So Gemara says, "Tashma, Damar Chia Barabin, have over the Bear of Chista, over Chista Bear of Funa, or Pashtema Damar of Nachman." They passed them based on Rav Nachman's din. Now what? Komom she'ein yachal ha'itzi b'diyanim hekdesh she'ein ha'kadosh. If you've got a piece of karka, a piece of whatever, is any moment you're fighting over, but you can't get that in based in, it could be yours. But if you can't get it, ain't a kaddish. If you can get that money in based in, it's kaddish. Even though you didn't yet get the money based in, if you could get the money, kaddish. So it's affecting Gemara. Even if you didn't take it for him. Rechner says, the Gemara answers me, Savras, Medusa metaltal askinon, Medusa mekarka askinon. So Gemara says, the Gemara had a kasha. The Gemara had a kasha. How can this guy be makdish this thing? Even though he could get it from Tayonim, he still wasn't Metzia yet. And it's only b'shusay if you're Rabbi Yechanan. That's our cloud. We said Rabbi Yechanan, machlekes Rabbi Yechanan shlakish. Can he be makdish something that's not in your rishus? That was a machlekes we saw on last week. Can you be makdish something that's not in your rishus? So the answer is that Rabbi Yechanan says, and this is how we pass it, if it's not in your rishus, you can't be makdish it. So how can this guy be makdish his mesus if it's not in his rishus? So the Gemara says, well, you thought we were talking about metaltalin. You thought we were talking about like I'm giving this explanation that there was a mikveh there, and they thought that it was like a huge intex pool. So they thought, you think we're talking about the intex pool? It's metaltalin. You can pick up. We were talking about it was dug into the ground. It was karka, or it was mechubal karka. It's karka, and karka. What's the deal with karka? Rishus balei made it. Wherever the karka is, it's in the guy's rishus. Once we know who it belongs to, it's got to be teifus metaltalin. That's why with metaltalin there's a din when two people fighting over talis. It's metaltalin. We say achlaiku. With mitkarka, what's the din? We'll say kol dalam gavar. We'll do kol dalam gavar because you can't be muchzik in karka. Okay, so that was a little hakdoma. So the maskana of the Gemara is that we're talking about Medusa is karka. Medusa is karka. We thought maybe it's metaltalin. It's karka, and by karka then it's called dalam gavar. That's why this guy can be maklish. That's why this guy can be maklish this mikvah, right? So let's read inside. Take it away. Where are we? We're on Bava Medalef. Actually, we got to the last two words on the page. Bava Medalef, right? So we have the kasha. What's going to be the din if this guy's makdish talis? Toshma. He's bringing a proof. Tahi Medusa. Turn the page. He Medusa dav mantzu ala beitrei. Two people are fighting over this mikvah. Bava Medalef, top of the page. Two guys are fighting over this Medusa. Rashi says merchatz. So hayoma dedihu, vayoma dedihu. Each one says it's mine. It's interesting. It doesn't get. There's no reason here. It's not like shalavaisai or anything like that. It's mine, right? One of them came. He saw he's not getting anywhere. You know what? What do I need this aggravation for? Hekdesh. I was mechayev to give $1 million of Hekdesh this year. Yeah, I'm Hekdesh, my car, my merchatz. I'm yet to this is my donation to the shul. Take the merchatz. He's Hekdesh it. All of a sudden, the whole town goes up in smoke. Oh my gosh, the guy's Hekdesh is merchatz. What are we going to do? So Parshim Neirav Chanina Rav Yosef V'Kula Rabbanan. Everyone said, "Can't use the merchatz." This guy was Hekdesh it. He's Hekdesh. What's the din? I can't. You're not allowed to use merchatz. Anything that's Hekdesh, you're not allowed to use. Me'ila. Can't use Hekdesh. So Hekdesh means only for the base of Mikdash.
The Hekdesh can't, the base Mikdash can't run a business with renting out use of.
It's a very good question. This happened in a time about 300-400 years after this base of Mikdash. There's no gizma, there's no base of Mikdash. There's nothing you can do. So what do you do now? There's someone's makdish something. The Gemara says you can't be makdish anything now. You should be makdish something now. You have to just wait till it dies. If you makdish a cow, you have to find a nice place for the cow to live and just wait till it dies. You can't use it. You have to burn it. You can't get rid of it. So there's nothing you can do with a hekdesh. You know, like they say, the money of the shul's hekdesh. It's not. They don't mean it technically. You can't use hekdesh. You're using a lashon very badly. Someone can say there's hekdesh to shul. It's maybe also to use now for the shul, right? Unless the shul's a base of mikdash.
Like a common shul.
Yeah.
This shul is common.
So you can't be like. So what do? You paid it. That's normally what you do nowadays. If someone's makdish something, you take a pruta, you paid it. So that was so the all the chachamim, they said, okay, we can't use this mikvah. We've lost the merchatz. What do you do? V'amler b'yishel rabba. Guys is coming to Rav Chisda. Go to Rav Chisda. From Maskana, you see why he said go ask Rav Chisda, right? Because Rav Chisda held it's fine. He said go ask Rav Chisda what the din is. When you go to Kfari, when you go to Kfari was in like the north of Eretz Yisrael, right? So when you go to Eretz Yisrael over there, ask him the din. Surah, he gets all the way to Surah, and he bumps into Rav Menuna. I'm there, Rav Menuna. What's your whole kasha? You have to schlep all the way to ask Rav Chisda. It's a Mishnah. I'll be patient to you. I'll answer you the question. There's nothing to worry about. I'm going to pass it to you. Masisini, Suffolk B'chairis. You got a case. Suffolk B'char. What's a Suffolk B'char? You have a cow or a woman or a donkey, and it has a baby. We don't know if it's small enough to be a real baby. Was it a vlad, or was it just like a piece of flesh, of ruach? There's nothing there. So now we're talking about the second birth. So the second birth, is that a b'char or is it not a b'char? Do you have to do a pigeon b'char? So if it's a baby, a human baby, you do a pigeon. You got to give the Cohen 5 slime. If it's a donkey, you actually give them the donkey, right? So Suffolk b'chairis, echa b'char adam, echa b'char behema, ben tahim ben tmeim, whether it's a cow or a donkey. So you've got this Suffolk. You've got a Suffolk baby now, Suffolk donkey. You don't know if you have to do on this pigeon petach hamar or not. That's the question. Is this like a regular donkey? There's no reason to be paid there. There's no reason to give it to the Cohen. Or this is Kadesh. We don't know. So what's it then? Sorry. So the Cohen can't take the donkey from the Yid. It's a suffix. What's it then? And the Mashmais is also that if the Cohen's take of it, now he's the Muchzuk, the Yisrael can't take it from him. Now he's got to bring a raya. The question is, will Basin take it from the Yisrael or will Basin take it from the Cohen? Basin won't take it from someone. It's a suffix. There's a Muchzuk. Even though the Muchzuk doesn't really prove anything,
It's the default.
he just happens to be holding on to it, happens to be born in his Rishus, right? The fact that the Yisrael is holding on to it, that means that the original, the first baby that was born, the first Vlad, was a Nephil or was a, doesn't prove anything about the Metzias, right? But the din is a Mitzvah of Araya. V'tani Allah, Asurim begizav avoda. But even though you can't take it from Israel, it's still also begizav avoda. Because there's a suffix Kedusha here, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And this is the Gemara's right. If the Cohen grabs it, you can't take it away from the Cohen. So Mitzvah Raya. The Chiloi Takfa, if he doesn't grab it, it's still also Begiz of Aveda. Huh?
What do you need to grab it for?
Even he wants it. He wants to be able to use his donkey. The Cohen's like, it's a suffix, I'm going to keep it. But the Yisrael, even if the Cohen doesn't grab it, it's still got l'chaira. He still can't use it. So they have to. They're trying. The rai is not from the fact that it's like some type of suffix. There's a 20% chance that it's a bechaz. It's also. It only has a kedusha if it's Maman Shepet. If these Kol Zman, the Kohen has a right to get that donkey, then the Kedusha is Chal. If the Kohen doesn't have a zchus to get it, then the Kedusha is not Chal. We're going to see, like, what's the Raya to Medusa, and what's the Raya from Medusa to Hekdesh Echa B'Faneinu, Hekdesh B'Loi Takfa. It's really not very clear from the Gemara what the Raya is. We're just saying words here, like, it's not very clear. If you're not clear what the Raya is, then it's because there's like 10 different ways to learn it. So Amalei Rabbah says, Kedushas Bachar Karmas, you ask me from Kedushas Bachar? You ask me from Takfa Kayin? We'll take it away from the guy. If the Kayin grabs it, we'll take it away from him. The reason why it's also Begiz Avoid is not because the Kayin has a schus in this what's called. The reason why it's also Begiz Avoid has nothing to do with the fact that the Kayin has some type of schus in here. Even if Takfa Kayin Metzia and the Kayin has no schus in it, this is like some type of automatic kedusha. There's a 50% chance it's a bechar, and it's got kedusha. Therefore, it's a suffix kedusha. It's going to be also begiz aveda. Adkan. So the raya is not very clear. Let's take a look in Taisa, see what he says is going on over here. We'll take a look in Rashi. Let's see if Rashi helps us out first. Take a look in Rashi. From the top of the page, Medusa Merchatz, Rashi b'nei Melerchatz ba, v'amalei Rashi ala Rabba Garsinon, B'kfar Shem Makam. Okay, the whole story he brings over here, I don't know why. Sofek b'chayris, third line in wide Rashi. We don't know if this is the B'char or not. Echa B'char Adam, k'gayin shepila imay lefanenu Sofek dova apaiter, v'b'chayra, Sofek ruach apila, so we don't know if this is the Bechar, this is not Bechar, Ben Tmeim Kopet Chamar. So what's it in? Ameiz Vela Varaya. Kasal Kodaitek, the Gemara's taught, in Biad Yisrael, hey, now we can Meiz Vela Varaya. Takfa Kain, Veshosik Yisrael, Vadetzeva, Chav Yisrael, Meitzvah Varaya. Whoever's holding on to it, he now has a din of a Meitzvah Vela Varaya. And because the Kain has that Kayach in his Chayfetz, that's what creates the Issa. Assume Begiz Vaveda, Misofek Shema Kochim Heim. We'll see places because it's getting a bit late. I want to cover some ground over here. Places on the previous page, Vavam Dala. For some reason, places printed on the wrong page over here. But before we get to this, the places of Vahar, Take a look in the last line of the places beforehand. Last word on the line, last word of the line from the previous Tais Hekdesh. Umaisi mahi masusa. The Gemara is going to bring a raya from Medusa. Wait, back up a second. If you remember, Taisus learned, what's the whole kasha? What's the whole chakira? If someone's makdish this talis without grabbing it. The kasha was a psychological question. When I'm makdish a talis, do you scream? If I grab the talis, for sure you scream. That's called the shtika kaidah, right? What's it then if I just makdish a talis? Do I scream? Is the fact that I didn't scream, is that going to be a raya? That was how Taisus learned.
Somebody else's talis.
Yeah,
No,
if
you're
fighting over talis and I makdish it. So, and you kept quiet. Is that a raya that you made that it's really my talis? That was how Taisus understood the shiloh over here. That was
Because you can't be mocked to somebody else's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be mocked to somebody else.
So maybe I kept quiet because it's my talis. You can't be makdish it. It's not chal. That's why I kept quiet. That was how Taisus understood the shiloh over here. Now the whole question here is if I screamed. In that case, by the way, the Taisus, right? The shiloh is going to be not just by shosak v'achatzovach, even if like l'chayr shosak the whole way through. But Taisus says if when the gizbo comes to claim it, you didn't start screaming, then you're murder, right?
What does screaming even achieve? The guy is makdish it. You scream.
It means
Another guy said something and you
it's
said
a
something.
I wasn't murdered there. It's Hekdesh. That's all. Is it haidah?
As in when you quiet, you're masking. Not just haidah, it's kaskoma.
I'll let you take it, yeah. So, says Taisus, and the case of Medusa, even though the Gemara never says this, if you notice, we read the Gemara didn't say anything about shtikas, about Taisus is making a huge akimta over here. Taisus is making up a case, right? The Gemara didn't say a word about screaming in Medusa. There are two people fighting over Medusa. So the guy is makdish. Doesn't say the other guy was shosak. They said in the Gemara, the guy was shosak. I didn't have that Gemara, right? The guy says it's the same case. What's he bring a right from Medusa? The guy was also shosak. The Hekdesh chad v'shosak the komaskana that we saw in Daf Zayin Amud Aleph. The loya v'Hekdesh am shtika in kaidah. Maskana of the Gemara is that's not called Hekdesh. Why? You see, the shtika is not kaidah because if shtika would be kaidah, then that would be Hekdesh. Again, Taisus' raya is from Medusa that shtika by Hekdesh is ein kaidah.
This isn't so far-fetched.
Why?
Everybody knew one of these two guys.
Yeah.
So even if the one guy gets quiet, the other don't do it. Otherwise, one guy was back to shit.
Right.
One guy kept quiet.
You're saying it shouldn't be a haidah. So then what's the raya from there? He's trying to bring a raya that even by us when
It's not haidah that it's his. It's haidah. It's haskama that it's hekdesh.
or it's haidah that it says. Fine, no.
The shtika is like okay, you make the hekdesh.
But that means it's got to be his. Ain't no makdish dovish and shalai. It's got to be his. So Taisus is saying that this is a raya, the shtika by Hekdesh works as a haidah. That's the raya from Medusa. And the raya only comes, if you notice, from the very end, on Zayin Amud Aleph, since the Gemara paskins that Einam Hekdesh, if it would be a haidah, then that would be great. Even though it's a pella, because no one spoke about haidah, the whole thing, it's like a little bit doichik. You know who else is doichik? See the next Taisus. Take a look at the next Taisus. Taisus says, Cohen. Taisus says, what's going on? What's the raya from Takfa Cohen? What's the raya from Medusa? Nira. This is the kasha by Medusa. A new kasha. I don't think you learned the last Taisus, maybe. And you're going to have to understand what's going on over here. Since we're talking about karka, Bava dinner we call dalim gavar. The din by karka is kol gavar. The cave in the im takfa echad v'kedisha kishi biyadai Mr. Masulay paka. We're talking about karka, and what's the din with karka? Kol the gvar, right? You don't do yachloiku by karka. You can't do yachloiku. You do kol the gavar. That's the better din. That's the better din. Kol gavar, gvaldi. Now, if the guy would grab it, I'm not sure how you grab karka. How do you grab karka?
Put a gate
He
around
put a gate. He grabbed the lock. He blocked the guy out. Says, you're not coming in. Yeah. He grabs the Medusa. If you grab it, and then you be makdish it. Mistama sulei paka. This whole place is based on the mistama. Mistama sulei paka. Stama, how does Isis know? Mistama sulei paka. Once a guy's makdish this, it's hekdesh forever, right? Afilu chazar chaveru v'takfa b'meno. Even if his friend's going to come now and grab it back from him, the hekdesh is going to remain. So Hekdesh b'lei takfa nami have a hekdesh. If the guy's makdish it even without grabbing it, it's going to work.
In the case of
That's the
carpet,
first
you're not
side.
something that's not yours.
That's the first side of the Hakira. Hold on 1 second. Let me just finish Taisus. What's the other side of the Gemara Shaila? If I grab it, you can grab it back from me, and I can grab it back from you. Who argues with this Taisus? We saw on the base the Rosh. The Rosh says once one guy grabs it, the other guy can't grab it back. Because the grabbing it's like, you see, it's like it's a psak. You see, he was right. The right guy's going to grab it, and the right guy's going to win. Can't keep going backwards and forwards, grabbing it. But Taisus argues, says the other guy can grab back. So since the other guy can grab back, who then Hekdesh? But I talk about lo yochel Hekdesh klal. So similarly, Hekdesh isn't going to be chal b'chlal.
It's a grabbable item.
Given the chaverim Takfa yazecha the lo yalim Hekdesh b'tkifa. So Taisus is saying, what are the two stadim here? Either first study is a Hekdesh. If I grab the item, if I grab this Medusa, right? Then the din is if I makdish it, mistoma the Hekdesh is going to be chal forever, right? So the Hekdesh is really strong over here. If I grab something and I makdish it, the Hekdesh is going to remain. I'd be as gold tzedek. So therefore, even if I don't grab it, Hekdesh is chal. Right. Or we say no, since the guy can grab it back. So therefore the Hekdesh can't be chal b'chlal. In other words, they ask on Taisus, what do you mean? What's this mistama? In Takfa echad v'gdisha akshi b'yadai, mistama sulei paka. What does that mean?
That means that it belongs to him. Let's say it was with Hekdesh Shana.
Is she? Maybe not. Maybe not. So you mean Taisus Shaila is if the other guy can grab back?
No.
Let's say Taisus holds the guy can grab back. You can keep grabbing. You can Mekadesh issue something someone else can grab from you.
You can keep grabbing, but who does it belong to? Once I grab it.
It belongs to you, Chayra.
Huh?
It belongs to you. If you grab it, it's you.
So now if I do a Hekdesh, mine belongs to me.
Sulei paka.
What?
The Chayra, he can only be Makdesh whatever Kayach he has in it.
Oh.
He can't say that something is ain't other Makdesh Dov Shem Shlei. It's only his. Kosman the other guy doesn't grab it. Once the other guy grabs it, and Hekdesh can't be Chal as man, so the Chayra Hekdesh shouldn't be Chal b'Chal. So someone to say, it's I think it's in Sivas Mishpat if I remember, that what's the whole raya? What's the whole deal called Adam Govar? If I grab something, right, it proves I'm right if the Rosh. How did the Rosh learn? The Rosh says he goes with the Rosh's Sfara, but without the Rosh's Maskana. The Rosh's Sfara is when I grab something, it proves I'm right. Hekdesh isn't busy fighting over every chicken you give it. You give Makdesh a donkey. He's not going to fight over this donkey. Just because you grab the donkey doesn't mean you're right. The whole Sfara called Adam Govar is the right guy is going to win. You give your donkey to Hekdesh. Hekdesh is going to start fighting over this donkey now, like the pilot? No. There's no proof that you're right just because you managed to grab him Hekdesh. So Mamela, once a guy's makdish it, you can't grab it because it doesn't prove anything. Grabbing something called Dalam Gova means if you manage to grab from him, Mistoma, you're right. There's a avona in the tfisa. It's not just like okay, we just fight it out. We're not going to get involved. That's one way to understand. The other way is that no, Mistoma, you're right if you can win, but that's far doesn't apply to Hekdesh. So Mamela, once this guy's makdish it, you can't grab back. I understand it totally. I don't know why no one says, but my understanding is very balabatish. The guy grabs it, could he eat it? He could eat it, right? You grab a cow, you can eat it. No one's going to say you're a ganav. How did you eat this cow? Talk about no hekdesh. Kol dalam gova, regular kol dalam gova. The case is we're fighting over a ship. The basin says kol dalam gova, fight it out. I've grabbed the ship. No, I can't sell it to someone. I can't destroy it. I can't burn it. Whatever it is, it's my ship, right? Kind of like what you're saying, that Tim, right? So I gave it Hekdesh. Once you give it Hekdesh, it's like poof, it's gone. It's like you ate it. You gave it to Shemayim.
But if you would sell it, you could still grab it back. Like you said, whatever.
If you would sell it,
that he has, you can sell it.
right? You can't sell molding out. She's saying Hekdesh is the same
Hekdesh
thing.
is stronger.
No, because Hekdesh, it's not you sold it. It's gone. So that's what the others want to say. I can't remember who says this. This is from years ago. That Hekdesh is chal whatever fish you have. You can never grab it from Hekdesh. Let's say he walks into Hekdesh, he takes the cow. It's still Hekdesh. Still Hekdesh. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You can't take it from Hekdesh.
You can only do
It's a nice Shiur. It's not shaykh. It's a shaila. Why is it called Chal? It's because it's not shaykh to steal from Hekdesh.
There's no way to de-hekdesh.
Or it's because
the Rabbeinu Shalom is everywhere.
I don't know.
So why is it mistamah? It's a cut. It's a Gemara.
He throws it out and stomach boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it should be it's a Gemara. B'kol makom deisa, gezed rachman alei, whatever.
I don't know. It's my stomach of Taisus. I don't know. So the first thing that she brought, so that's how Taisus is lying. That's the whole Shiloh over here. If you notice, it's got nothing to do with the last Taisus, which says the Shiloh is about psychology. Daisa over Adam. What's this guy thinking? Is it shtika chayda, not shtika chayda? Taisus is saying there's nothing to do with shtika chayda. What's the whole Shiloh by Medusa? So Shiloh is Hekdesh, Takfa, is called Dalim Gavar, is a Chal, is an Ochal, nothing to do with Shasak, Shtika, Ida, is an Ida. So how are you going to be pushed the Shiloh from a case that's going to do Shtika, Ida? Like, Taisus just said the last Taisus, right? But the whole Shiloh here is psychology. We're going to prove from Medusa, this guy was Shasak, Shtika, Ida, or Shtika, Ida. Now they're saying the whole Shiloh is whether, what's the whole Shiloh by Medusa?
If it does not go there.
Yeah. The whole Shiloh is by Kol Dalam Gavar. If Hekdesh is going to work, if Hekdesh is Chal on top of. Okay, let's keep going in Taisus. Vashta I see last 4 words on this page. Vashta I see v'ha'acha in Takfa kayin ein Metzia miyadai. So now this is the shaila about Medusa. If this guy can be magdish something, this karka, can he be magdish his karka? Can he be magdish his karka? If the other guy can grab it back from him when there's a din called Dalam Gova. That's the whole shaila. By a din called Dalam Gova, can you be magdish something? So what's the right from Takfa Cohen? So Gemara says, "V'lekach afilu loy takfa asum b'gizav aveda misafek mishum d'shema yesh lekohen chelik by v'lekach yachal takfa alma afilu loy takfa chashav kilu takfa kvar v'gdish aveda b'yadai." Okay, that's Pashup Shad in the Gemara. V'dachi rabbi d'hasim im takfa kohen Metzia miyadai v'afa pi she'ein lekohen by klum afilu kvar takfa Metzia miyadai. Not clear what Taisus is saying. So what's the right from Takfa Cohen? It's not clear. We'll see. Hopefully we'll be able to move out of this. Taisus asks another kasha. My aim might see me yadai. V'alay abaylim yom little Cohen nacher.
This animal is not condition. It's a suffix condition, right? Suffix condition on this animal.
Yeah.
Once that's a secret in all the Quran in the world.
They've got to be Pirish because there's a suffix, Shabbai. There's some type of suffix going on over here. They've got to be Pirish. Vimtaimer. One of you asked this question, I don't remember who. Why talk to Cohen? Can this guy not take it back? He can give it to whoever Cohen he wants. His answer is the reason why this Cohen has a right to take it is because Makir Kuna is like he's his regular Cohen. He's his go-to Cohen. So he has his chus in it, I guess. I'm not sure how that helps, but he's allowed to grab it. It's a Kenyan?
Kenyan or Chazaka?
It's like he has a deal. I get it. It's a chazaka.
Chazaka, he always gives me the not.
Right. That means you kind of even before I gave it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. He owes him a tevas or no. He can tell you could be tevayim, but just a tevas or no. Not the value of the cow. The cow costs $1,000, and it's worth the tevas or no is only $10. It's just a machlekes if you could be tevei tevas or no. The mandam you could be tevei tevas or no. You could be tevei tevas or no. Okay. Okay. Paragraph Zuraya, the Amr Navy Khataf Madas Prisasu, you're not allowed to grab it. Much with the Chaim Shalom. Ain't right. The Shama Mari Keshach the Min Hazam Mamazi Batos Kona Ayachim Poto. So the first kasha on Tais we had is the last Tais says the whole Shaila has a psychological Shaila. Second Tais seems to be saying there's no psychological Shaila. The Shaila is just it's nothing to do with psychology. It's got to do with if you can be magdish something even though you didn't grab it. If I grab it, for sure I can be magdish it with Sulei Paka. Once I grab it, I can be magdish it and it's Hekdesh forever. If I didn't grab it, is that can I still be magdish it? That's the second thesis. So the Maram wants to come. He comes on with an interesting idea. He says the two theses we're going in the Maskana of the Gemara. So the Maskana of the Gemara was we said, how could this guy? The Gemara said, "Did you think we're talking about metaltele and we're talking about karka?" So Taisus has to come along with two whole mahalchim now in metaltele and in karka. What the raya of the Gemara is, they both have to make sense. Again, the Gemara says in Maskana, "Do you think the whole raya is from metaltele? We're talking about karka." So Taisus has to go ahead and give what was the Havamin, what's the raya of the Havamin if it's metaltele. And the Maskana, what's the raya? It's two different sugyas going on over here. The Maskana to Gemara. There's two whole different sugyas. If it's metaltalin, so what's the name by metaltalin? Yachleiku. Not called Dalim Gavar. If it's Karka, then it's called Dalim Gavar. So the first thesis is explaining the Havamin. That it's talking about metaltalin. And if it's metaltalin, what's the name by metaltalin? Yachleiku. The second thesis is talking about, it says, no, it's talking about Karka. And if it's Karka, then it's called Dalim Gavar. Right? So if it is metaltalin, then it's psychology. We're both going to the talis. When you're shosak, is that called the haidah? And that will be the raya from Medusa. You see the guy's mak the shit, and he was shosak, and you could be kaina, right? But if it's karka, that doesn't make any sense, l'chayra. Because it is called dalim gavar. Right. Neither of them have it. Neither.
Is it proof to our sugi or no? If it's karka.
So if it's karka, then if it's karka, that's where you have this whole place of second shtickle over here. We're going to see what's the raya if it's karka. But Taisus is saying there's two different sugyas here. First malachis is metaltalin. Second malachis is talking about karka. What were you saying?
The Teretz says that it's karka.
The Gemara's Teretz says that the raya. Did you think the raya is from metaltalin, which is from Medusa, which is metaltalin? The raya is from Medusa, which is really karka. So the Taisus has to go ahead and explain. So what's the whole kasha if it's karka? If it's karka, what's the shaila if it's Medusa?
There is no Teretz.
So what's the proof if it's karka? So we're going to get there in a second. Before we get there, the shaila is though that's the Maram. The Maram says these are the two malchim. The question is, if the Medusa is metaltalin, not karka, right? What's the havamin is metaltalin? If it's metaltalin and we're both going to this talis, and you say half of it's hekdesh. Now, what's the din by the talis? Yechoiku. Anan Sadi, that you own Bavadei half and I own Bavadei half. So, as the Teres Chaim, if you own half the talis Bavadei, I own half the talis Bavadei, it's metaltalin. You makdish the whole talis. There might be a suffix on my half, but your half is Vadei Chal. It's Chal. There's Hekdesh on your half.
It's your house.
How can you
Your
mark this
half.
half?
You can,
The Makdish.
you couldn't be makdish your half of the talis.
So you can't do mark this half.
Perhaps the value.
You can be makdish half the talis. The what?
Redeem it. The basin has
Be
nothing.
paid on half.
Hekdesh has nothing to do with it anyway. They want you to redeem it.
Oh, so it's a separate question. Why can't you be paid? Yeah. But his question is, you can't be talking about metaltalin. Because metaltalin, if it's karka, you can't be makdish half karka.
So the thing is half karka.
Karka's karka.
You just split the karka in half, and then it's two
It's the
pieces of
plot-
karka.
The plot of the plot you're fighting over is the dunam.
There's a whole writ there. Did I put in the writ there?
Yeah, it's half a dunam. Exactly.
That's not half a karka. That's a full karka. It's just half a dunam.
Yeah, it's like you can't dig half a hole.
Yeah. Let's see the writs over here. So that's the question. If it's metaltalin, how do you grab? Why the chacham besofek? If it's metaltalin, either way, it's also you can't use. If guy owns half a talis, he's makdish it. You can't use the talis. That's a kasha on. That's a kasha on the maran. Do I have more of these? Hold on.
One paper is okay.
Thought I had more. Toshma, the him Medusa da Metzia ala beitrei. Posh bnei Reb Chanina v'kol Rabbanan. They were Pirish. So he says, Ritva al Hekdesh. Maybe it was Besafik. Why were they Pirish? Ritva says straight away, like you see there's Kaddish. Right? So they weren't Pirish Besafik. They're al Hekdesh, Pirish. V'asi b'shosek haver Hekdesh v'davale kaidah. We're talking about a case where it was Shesek, and it's got a din of Vaidah. Alma, so hold on. Imtaima. Maybe the reason why they're Pirish isn't because the Haidah works and the other half is Kaddish, my half is Kaddish. The reason why Chavar Pirish is because the other half is Kaddish, you can't use it. It's half Kaddish. Good kasha? Simple kasha. V'kevish ein chelkei mesuyim mitzah kulei mishum chelkei. And since
Full with partners.
So we have half of everything.
half of each centimeter is 50-50, right? Unless they go ahead and they do I guess they could technically go ahead and do a split. Because when they didn't work out the split, each one owns half. And the whole thing is, each meter is half Kaddish. The Tiritz, Mari, B'Shem Rabbi, I'm not sure who this B'Shem Rabbi is, Dalesa, what the Kaim of the Mezechus Darim, can be Shukri Shenodra no Bezeh Mizeh. Two people are Noida no Zeh Mizeh. We both own a Chatzar, right? And each one says, hey, you can't use my half. So what's it then? Shalach Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, the Omar, Mutar Nekanes Chatzar, She'ein B'Din Chalukah. Chatzar She'ein B'Din Chalukah means it's a tiny Chatzar. You can't split it. A big chatzah, you split it, each one. It's less than Arba Tvach, Arba Amos, what is that? I can't remember.
It's 4 plus 4.
Each one has to have 4.
It's a dot, yes.
It just says daf, I see it's all connected.
Oh, wow.
Right? Anybody the chaluk, you see? Sheyachalei malachalki ani nichnas, ve'ein nichnas to'ishacha. He holds essentially called yesh breira, and each one can say, I'm going into my half. When I use it, I'm going into my half. When you use it, you're going into your half. So again, if two people are neither not zemizah, they can both use it because each one's going into his half. So similarly here also, if one guy's makdish this Medusa, what's the din? Everyone can use it. There's no problem. Why? Because we can all say, you know what? We're not using your half. We're using the other guy's half. You're right. Half Hekdesh. Guess what? Yesh breira. We're not using your half. Meridiki aside. Bishleima oi dahi masusa lehavi tafsibot avayu. So he says, of course, the Ritva is going with this Yisai that it's karka. And karka is called dalim gova, right? Sorry. He misses lehavi tafsibot avayu. Ela besimta. L'chayra, what he's saying is, even on the side that we're saying it's a metaltalin, you always do yachloike for metaltalin, right? Metaltalin you always do yachloike. So how could this guy go into his half? Because guess what? Says the Ritva, Hekdesh, that what? By Medusa, and normally you do yachloike on metaltalin. But here you call that Bava because it's B'shus Arabim. It's like something that you can't. It's like a ship, basically. Yeah, exactly.
Because you
It's
can't.
like a ship. You call that Bava. So by
You
metalton you will do call that Bava. It's like a ship, exactly. Because you could say ship is like karka. It's like
It's heavy, big.
no, ship is.
because there's no way to grab it. Same thing. No muksut, exactly. When it's not shaykh to be maksik the metalton,
There would be a difference.
you'd also do
between
call
a
that
canoe and a
Bava.
yacht.
Huh?
There would be a difference between a canoe or a kayak and a yacht. It's something you can pick up.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Boss boat is something.
By the way, the Torah Chaim didn't have the Ritva. Torah Chaim had this big kasha. It's metaltalin. How can they go into the other guy's half? You didn't see the Ritva's tirits that didn't have the Ritva back then. Apparently, it was written afterwards. They found it afterwards. So he didn't know the Ritva says the Ritva is resting the kasha. He says, guess what? You do call dalam gava by metaltalin. It's not a problem. And that neither of them is muksuk on it now, huh?
That's like miyuchas there.
No, so the miyuchas, they say it wasn't actually the Ritva. It was miyuchas, but it wasn't really the Ritva. They thought it was the Ritva, but eventually they decided that it was a sheet. It was miyuchas the Ritva, it wasn't the Ritva. Otherwise,
If it was really the Ritva, if it was called the Ritva.
the sheet that they thought was the Ritva. Yesh laim oid. Okay.
So what, he's doing basically a combination of the two Tosfot things. He's saying that it was shtika, that's the...
It was a shtika, right.
It's still called that in Gval because there's no movement.
Yeah. And so it could be what he's saying is like this. You have to go with both. It's not two different shitas. It's the same thing. It's not one for metaltal and one for karka. It's all metaltal and karka. It doesn't make a difference. It's all going to be called dalam gava, right? Doesn't make a difference if it's metaltal or karka. It's the same thing. So what's the rye from here? The rye from here is that if the guy would be shasak, it would be a haidah, and that's it. There'd be no case. Case closed. It's complicated stuff. Is it just me or is it like super complicated? We give it the cane.
Just you.
So we give it the cane. And therefore, this is the crunch. Even if neither of them get even half. Because neither of them, by Kol Dalam Gova, you're not muchzik on any of it. If you're muchzik something you're not muchzik on, it's nothing. It's going to be Shalai and B'Shusai. Right? Unless you want to tell me that this guy was Shesek and Yevahidah. So let's keep going and while we're here. So it says the Ritter, what's this got to do with Akasha? What on earth does Medusa have to do with Hekdesh like Takfa? Next shtickle, side B. The Meyer b'Shnayim Ochzin. In other words, his kasha is like this. Now that he's got a kasha. Now that I told you that Medusa is talking about Kohen Govar, it's like metal. It's even if it's metaltalin, but it's metaltalin. It's got a din of karka. The din is called Govar. So how's that going to bring a raya to talis, which got a din of dachleiku? Each one has bavada chetzi. Maybe when you bavada have chetzi, you can be makdish. Okay. So, Lord the Shmait in the Mai B'Shnei Moixim should the Gabi Ha Leika Hefesh Ben Naihu. Kevin the Hava Ha Sfeken in the Vayu of a Montella. Came nearly. They're both fakers. They're both fighting over it. So they're both the two cases. Two people fighting over something. Hekdesh is going to chal. I'm not sure exactly what is. He doesn't really explain too much. That's the raya. It's a case. Two people are fighting. You're fighting.
There's nobody owns it.
No, they're both saying. Charlotte's who owns it. Why? Where? Faking in who? They're both fakers for zwei of a month. So two people are fighting over it. That's the raya.
It's draw the wrong way.
Now, here we'll take a look at the next kasha. This is another big kasha. We'll dive into it tomorrow, hopefully. In time, the hiksha b'taisvus and Rabbeinu Parrots also. I feel the time with the kitcha. I might push Rabbanim Chala Shava Pruta. Just do a chil Shava Pruta. What are you getting your hands in the whatever? What are you getting all tied up about this? Do a chil. B'zman hazeh Hekdesh Shava Pruta Shava Manu Yochal Chala Afilu Lechatchila Shava Pruta. Obviously, b'zman Beis Hamikdash, you couldn't mess over the Beis Hamikdash and say I'm being mechal. This guy's makdash, $1 million house of the Beis Hamikdash. You can't give a pruta and say get lost. But nowadays, what do you do with it anyway? You're burning it anyway. So give them a pruta. It's better than nothing, right? Nowadays, lechatchila, you could be mechal and have a pruta.
If he wants to do it, and he's done it with dafka to screw the other guy.
No, 1 second. So let's see. The tirtzu, tani mili bailim matzman. The bailim themselves, they can do a chil and pruta. This is a Hekdesh of the Ritva. Doesn't say this in the Gemara. Mili bailim matzman, aycherim b'tzaynu, or someone else. If the guy's maskim, you can do a chil and pruta. It's like a shikal gezel. Avu balkachan lai. You can't be mechal. If you magna something, I can't be mechal neged you on a shav pruta. The whole reason why I did it was that this guy coming Magdish. There's no way he's going to let you do a chilul, and therefore you can't do a chilul on a shav pruta.
Why can't Mason do it?
Huh?
It's mashma, it's not yechloku.
It's mashma, it's not yechloku. Why?
Because he doesn't own it, nobody owns it. That's what the Medusa says.
He's been magdish it.
Yeah.
Once he's magdish,
So why can he mechal it if he doesn't own it?
He can't be mechal because you could. The Bailam Rich says the Bailam himself. If I magdish the merchatz, I can be mechal on a pruta, on a shova pruta,
Why
right?
Here?
But this guy can't be magdish because I don't want him to be mechal it. You can't be mechal on a shova pruta.
You only own the other half.
Anyone can be mechalet. Forget that guy. The chachamim.
No.
He's not asking why doesn't the other should be mechalet.
No,
Anyone can come over to be mechalet. Anyone can play that.
why can the shoot stop if he mechal?
He can't. Why can't he stop him being mechalet?
Why does he stop him?
Because I don't want anyone to use it. I was mekadesh because I don't want anyone to use it. It's mine and it's hekdesh. No one can use it. Question is, let any Talmid Chacham can be mechalet or the pruta, and then the story.
Because he owns it, that's why he can.
So the Ritva has a chiddush here that you can't. Only the bailim can be mechal on a pruta. Why? Like, what's the svara here? Midoraisa should work. Just it's not nice for the Beis Hamikdash. The Beis Hamikdash is not getting anything from it. It's mashma. It's like it's some type of.
Surely based in can.
No, it's like gezel. It looks like you're saying it's some type of gezel. Once I'm magdish, it's still mine.
Money laundering. It's money laundering.
Still mine the fact that no one else can be magdish. It's very mechudesh dick.
No one else can be mechal.
Yeah. He can be mechalet 100% with the pruta, but no one else can. Why?
It's funny.
Only only if the guy lets. Shenema. How do you make up such a thing? Like what?
If he donates it to the mikdash and he doesn't want to be mechal it, so
There's no mikdash. Mikdash is finished 300 years ago.
whenever
They're not getting anything.
Whenever it is, but the reason to allow him to be mechal it is maybe regrets having given it or whatnot. Fine.
But anyone can be B'Shavi.
At least they should.
No. B'Shavi, anyone can be mechal. If they pay the full $1 million, anyone can be mechal, right? No one wants to pay the $1 million here. The shaila is kind of mechal with a pruta. Take out shakel, okay.
So that shouldn't be allowed. The purpose of giving it to the base of mikdash.
Right, but
It doesn't matter when.
so how can he be mechal? It's no longer his. Now it belongs to Shemayim. It's a Hekdesh. I don't give him Chalet, even B'Purta, even B'Zman Beis Hamikdash. Like it looks like he's saying that B'Zman Beis Hamikdash, Lechatchila you couldn't do it. He says the word Lechatchila here somewhere, right? I feel Lechatchila you can. Mashma, the B'Zman as a Hekdesh the Sheva Mon Yochal Lechala Afil Lechatchila. Mashma B'Zman Beis Hamikdash you could do it, but just B'Diavad, right? You ask him, you could always do it, but it wasn't for sure B'Diavad. You go over to Beis Hamikdash, say, here, give me that $1 million. Your cow, take a shekel, you can do it. It works. You can chal on a pruta. It just is not a nice thing to do. Okay, maybe we'll carry on tomorrow.
Shkoyach.